able to experience red intense, which we still have. So I'm excited that we have our next item because we've done many, many shows together, and rarely do we have the actual pure perfume of Pheromone. The value of this is incredible. So here our retail value is $300, and I know on Marilyn's website an ounce is $600. We're doing it for $89 today, free shipping, and $22.25. So if you've never experienced this is not an eau de la toilette. This isn't like a eau de parfum. This is pure perfume, the real deal, and it's a fluid ounce.
And I think I should explain that, perhaps. That would help. So when you choose perfume, you have a choice. Perfume,
that's good.
Isn't that
good stuff?
Sure is.
You almost have to stop what you're doing.
Oh yeah, that is good stuff.
Perfume is the highest concentrate of the essential oils blended into a perfume. Eau de parfum is the next level down. So it is diluted a little bit with some alcohol to soften it, and then next comes eau de toilette. So, and cologne. Yeah. So on the scale, the perfume is the most expensive and the costliest because it's got the most ingredients and the highest concentration of that.
And beautiful, it comes in a beautiful box, and then here is the design of and this is like a French crystal, you're saying? I mean, oh wow, because I have never presented the pure Pheromone.
No, we've never had it like this.
She's one of the only fragrance houses that still makes perfume.
Not very many people make perfume.
Because it's expensive to make.
Yeah, and really, that's interesting. Yeah, but you're right, because it's all
eau de parfum.
Oh, eau de parfum, yeah, there you go.
And that means that if it's an eau de parfum, there's more alcohol in it, so it's not the purest, you guys can see the most sensual part of the...
Which means that a little of this goes a long way. Right.
So this might last you years.
Oh no, I don't wish for you to have it for a year. Absolutely not.
you want to use it?
Perfume is created to be used and worn.
Use it fast. but it's very intense, and a little bit goes a long way, and lasts and lasts and lasts. So,
but you should use it lavish. I call it lavish treatment for the privileged body.
Actually, Marilyn, I know I've asked you this a few times. For the viewers at home, give everybody a lesson on where do you put perfume.
I didn't make this up, but Cleopatra knew what she was doing. You know, she got a country over this. At the bottom of your feet, because that's the most sensual part of your whole being, all the little nerve endings are there, then go up to your ankle, and then behind your calf. Fragrance rises, so this is not just for tall men, this is for you. So behind your calf, behind your knee, and the inner thigh area, which is the warmest part of your body, then a little on the tummy, or the area here where
solar plexus.
The solar plexus. Yeah, okay. But then center bust line. Now realize it's going up, and then a little on your wrist. That's an old French opera singer's trick, because as she gesticulated, which we're not supposed to do that, but they sing and they move, then that's how you create this wonderful aura. And then finally, not behind your ears, but on your jawbone and or on your ear, the rim of your ear.
Why not behind your ears? Because I know you've told me this before. But
that's where we have our own personal pheromones.
So,
and pheromones, you know, are our little tiny glands that emit our own personal scent and fragrance. That's why we sort of go... That's our air kissing.
Yes, we did that when we saw each other. So I know you went to Egypt, and I know we have some pictures of that trip, and that was sort of the genesis.
And that's about the beginning of Pheromone.
Yeah, the beginning of Pheromone. So you actually, I mean, we have this picture with hieroglyphics behind you, and so tell us what we're seeing.
Well, that was at the museum.
Okay.
The Field Museum invited me to be there with their Egyptian.
Their exhibition. It was their Egyptian exhibition that came, and then we did the 7 sacred oils from Pheromone as one of the sets in their gift shop.
Oh, really?
Yes,
so if you go to Egypt, in the gift shop, they had
I went to Egypt. Oh. But no, they just had the hieroglyphs. And although
there you are, that's the picture. Now, did you actually get those translated?
I did. I had them translated and then duplicated or replicated.
Because it was sort of like a recipe for fragrance.
All of those are separate recipes.
For fragrances. Isn't that incredible? The hieroglyphics, so thanks to the Rosetta Stone, we are now able to have the secret translator for fragrance.
Their weather conditions permitted that to stay
Amazing.
And it's not worn from weather.
And then you had it translated.
I had them
this
translated and then duplicated. But then the perfumers there said to me, "Oh no, this is not so good. Don't copy because your grandma would not like it. It smells old." I said, "No, no, no. I will manage that." And they said, "You." And so when I put this on, they were right. It did smell a little bit old.
Right. So you kind of tweaked it.
I did. I smelled like an old church.
Okay.
But I did. I brought it back to Chicago, and I worked with a perfumer who helped me eliminate some of the cloying notes that were a little bit old.
Right.
And
sort
out of that came pheromone.
Came
But
pheromone.
Helen, 7 years, if you think about that.
It took me 7.5 years to do this.
So I was in school, and it was always
You were
this,
little. You
yes,
were
and
around
so-
during that picture, but you were just like a baby.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was young, and I stayed with my grandmother when she went to Egypt. But I remember her coming home, and it was always with my dad. Do you like this? Do you think it's not quite there yet? It's not quite there. So I remember growing up with her testing.
And I would ask her little friends.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Our birthday
my-
parties were smelling perfume.
My friends all thought I had the best mom ever, right? And
Your friends were right. So this is the original pheromone. This is the one and
perfume.
only, the one that started it all. And by the way, if you use pheromone, if you're a fan, we would love to hear from you. I know that we had Nanette who was holding. I'm sorry I didn't get to you fast enough. Maybe you call back and we'll put you on right away. But if you're on the line ordering, stay on the line and say hi to Marilyn and tell us your experience with pheromone, because I feel like this is a fragrance that we've gotten the most, like, you know, over the years, letters that you've gotten.
Hasn't it been amazing?
Incredible. What you at home have told us about your, you know, the reaction to the man in your life with this fragrance.
If you're in a grocery store, somebody follows you. You know, it's kind of a wonderful happening. Although sometimes we're a little bit confused. We're not
Right.
sure that should be.
And so many people,
But the
what
men
are you
are very
wearing?
nice, saying, you know, I'd like to have this for my wife.
I'd like to have this for my wife, or we've heard stories of cab drivers saying, oh, you know, I don't want to be rude, but what is that fragrance you're wearing? I want to get that for my wife, or just people always, or other women asking, like, what is that?
A woman likes this fragrance as well as men, and I had men in mind when I created it.
And the beauty of this, the beauty of pheromone is, as you said before, it changes on everyone and is a little different. So this isn't something where you automatically would go, oh, she's wearing pheromone. That's not it. This is one where you say, she just smells beautiful.
Smells beautiful.
So,
because doesn't this mix with your own
does.
natural pheromones?
And it
body chemistry.
enhances who you are, and you actually direct this fragrance. You become the conductor.
And this is the original, and this, by the way, if you're just tuning in, I want to clarify, is pure perfume, which we don't, I mean, we don't do that much.
I'm really stunned, and I'm wonderfully surprised that we have this for our Valentine's special.
At this price, because
Right.
the retail value
Right.
for 1 ounce here at HSN is $300, and it's on Marilyn's website is $600 an ounce.
Yes,
It's the
it is.
regular. We always get a deal at HSN, and then for us to do it for $89, you may not have ever actually experienced pure perfume before.
And it's worth the investment.
It really is.
Every single drop in here. This is, and so if you think about jasmine or iris, these are oils that she explained about the night blooming jasmine, it has to be harvested at night, and iris, which is extremely difficult to maintain the stability of. These are oils that go for $30,000 a pound.
$30,000 a
Yes.
pound for the, oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So
But
when you
the
think of-
synthetic could be $30.
Right, but you
That's
don't
the
use
difference.
any of the
No,
synthetic.
I don't. But you can just almost comprehend
Right.
the difference.
Why people don't do pure perfume with the
Exactly.
actual oils. And I seem to remember, Marilyn, you telling me once that a drop of this in your bath is a lovely
Well,
idea.
it really is. A girl can never have enough pheromone bath, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, so if you get this
And
home.
you know, you step in and you put a little pheromone in there, you're ready for life.
Yeah.
I mean, it just programs your mind.
How
For
lovely.
Valentine's
It
Day.
really is a luxury experience, because you may not be able to afford the best car in the world or the best diamond in the world, but you can have the best perfume in the world with pheromone. With what we're doing today for $22.25 and free shipping, you're not putting down $300 today. That you're doing, the total $89. It's actually $61 off our $150 regular price, even though the retail we have at $300, because we have this in a new packaging. It's a French crystal.
French crystal bottle.
But
Yeah.
Helen, I believed it was every woman's birthright to know how it felt to wear a real perfume.
Yeah, and
because I couldn't do that when I was in school. I mean, who can afford to do that?
No,
and I thought it would be important.
I look at what I have at home, and I don't know if I have any pure perfume. I think all
now
I have
I think
is,
you do. I think,
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying is it's not like when you go to a department store or something. They're not spraying you with pure perfume.
No.
They're not that's expensive.
And this isn't a spray. This has the little dropper
Right.
for that reason, because you don't need to spray it to spread it. This little bit is exactly and directly where you want it applied.
Actually, I'd love to go close and show you that, because that might be something that people, maybe there's people at home that haven't
Helen,
seen it.
Just
Do you want to?
Just feel the oil. It's just very different. It doesn't feel like an eau de parfum. If you.
Yeah, it's got a little bit. So what you do is, this is the dropper, and a little bit of the oil on the tip of this. It's just you can feel the oil, and then that's where you do like you just tap it, and that's all.
And it's
that's
very
what you're doing.
elegant,
So you
isn't
do.
it? Yeah.
It is.
Don't you feel special doing that?
You do. I do. I put it on my ear, and I'm dressed, so I can't put it everywhere else. So, and it smells so gorgeous, and it is different on everybody.
It's a linear fragrance, meaning it's carefully balanced. So it takes on your personal DNA and your personal DNA, and it's different on everyone.
I love that. So again, experience it. And I should mention, yes, I know everybody maybe hasn't experienced it. It's just like everything else we have at HSN. You have a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. You can experience it, and if you don't love it, you get 100% of your purchase price back. Also, the shipping and handling is free, so you're not even risking paying for the shipping and handling. This is a wonderful way to shop on everything that we have here at the network, and really special to get Marilyn here, because unless you're at her website, this is where you get this fragrance.
It's almost like being in a store, and it's a little more personal.
Right.
Actually.
To talk to the person that actually created the fragrance and share, her trip to Egypt, translating the hieroglyphics, and even being involved with the museum, in Egypt.
That was an honor.
Yeah, and they didn't, to ask her to do the oils.
Nobody has a perfume in a museum.
I don't think I've ever seen that ever. And I haven't been to Egypt, although my mom and dad have. I haven't been there yet, so maybe someday when I go. It's really incredible, the history of this fragrance, which kind of started an entire industry for you.
It did.
Because this is the one that started it all, right?
That is.
What year was this that you originally launched Pheromone?
1979.
Oh, look at you know off the top of your
do.
head. I was like, wow. 1979. And again, 7.5 years of development.
Right.
So
to go into this, and it was born. She missed the whole. There's a whole earlier story about how she'd gone to the perfumers in the U.S. and the perfumers in Grasse in France, who were so famous, who told her, "Sure, here's a few bottles. We'll give you whichever one you like." And she's like, "That's not what I'm talking about.
I want to
help make this, because I know what women want."
Right, and you actually kind of built it from the ground up, created it sort of from ancient recipes and mixing it with your own cocktail, because you did change it and, did it, it's not quite right, this is what I want, but you sort of got the start from ancient Egypt. It's incredible.
Right.
And I think it's interesting that perfume dates back thousands of years, right?
5,000 years
Yeah, well,
so long.
She did all right for herself,
Don't
Cleopatra. I think she landed a dude or two, from what I hear in my history books. So it really, I think it's part of who you are. It's like your last accessory is your fragrance.
Silent, invisible accessory too, that you can't miss.
Right. It's not like my Heidi Das necklace, which I love, but it's sort of like that intangible, that thing that you can't quite put your finger on. Like, what is it about that woman that when she comes into the room, everybody has to be...
She has an extra aura of confidence because of that perfume. Yep.
Women have a sixth sense, and I think this also just sort of serves to, your aura. It sort of helps your aura. You feel better. It's mood makes you feel better, look better.
It enhances your mood without question.
Just
without
makes you
question.
All right, well, our final, few seconds, half a minute, 591-439, the original, 1 fluid ounce of pure perfume, Pheromone, the original that started it all. Retail value, we say